mission today. I want to tell a couple of stories that will help us to understand our mission. I've been speaking a little bit about some of the spirituality of the church. Recently I spoke about leadership, I spoke about participation, discernment, equality, and so forth. Many years ago when I went to Bush Parish, east of Port Moresby, a place called Rego, when I arrived there, I found after a while we had about 3 catechists out in different villages who were sort of the leaders of the Catholic community and used to teach the people. We had 3 in different places and 1 in training. And these men were very good. They did a very good job. And some of them moved to other places from their own and lived with the people there. After a while, I found that there was, in some places, some villages, nothing much was happening between our visits. There was no prayer life going on. There's no Sunday service. So I initiated this idea of training prayer leaders, which I did over a number of years. The people selected them after we had a meeting and they understood what we wanted. They selected the people. We took them for about a 6-week training to begin with. Every now and again we would do 2 or 3 weeks, and every year I would bring them in for a few days training about 3 or 4 times a year. So I gradually built them up to be leaders, prayer leaders, and in some ways a type of catechist. I kept teaching them what the faith meant and got them to think about their faith. So this was one way of participation, of getting these men to participate in the life and the mission of the church. And this made a big difference because in those villages, then there was some life in terms of church and prayer, and it was gradually changing the lives of people. Another story I want to tell is about a women's group in the Archdiocese of Port Moresby. The diocese began women's groups in different parishes. So it was a policy of the diocese, so we took it up. And at the main station, a place called Borragona, we began a women's group. We had some very good women who were leaders and very committed women. Women not so well educated, but very smart people and very alive and, had a lot of experience of life. So they began the group. Then after a while, there were some arguments amongst them over money. They had decided to contribute money for things that they might need as a group. They might want to travel to go and see something. And so anyway, they started fighting over money. So they came to me and we talked it over. I said, okay, I'm closing down the group temporarily. If you're going to fight over money, then you're not going to continue the group. So they accepted that. And I left it for some months. And after some time, we were having some event in the parish, and we had a few people in from outside to do for different things. We had one man who was going to work with some people on the charismatic group and some other things, and a sister came, and she was doing things on starting Bible groups, Bible discussion groups, but she also had a lot of experience with women's groups. So I got her to take these women and have a good talk with them and a good meeting with them and get them set up again in a new way. And so we did that. And that worked very well. And that group continued. I think they might have still raised money for what they might have needed, but they had ways of accounting and ways of dealing with it. So these were ways of trying to live out a participatory church where people participated in different ways and they had their part to play. And this was about working together. And working together, you must have respect for each other and the dignity of each person. You must respect people as equals in the faith, and many other things. And in that, there was a lot of discernment as to who should lead, who should be in the group, how it should work, many things. And I always tried to do this together with people. I talk to the right people or gather a group together, and we would discuss the matters. So we talk about the spirituality of the church. Might seem perhaps a little bit up in the air. Some of the words might be big, but it comes down to how do we work together? How do we recognise people's talents? How do we allow them to participate in the life of the church? How do we dialogue with each other? How do we talk together in meetings or one-on-one and listen to people and then make decisions together? So this was, I think, trying to live out what we mean by the spirituality of the church. And this is part of our mission of how we work together with people. So I hope you have a good day on mission, and we'll see you again. Thank you.